Hi there, Tim here from the Online Physiotherapist, and welcome back to another one of our videos. Are you somebody who sits the majority of your day? If you are in the right place. Today we're going to be discussing 5 of the most important stretches that you need to be doing to make sure that your body doesn't curl into the shape of a chair. So the first thing that I want to show you today is lateral neck flexion. Quite simply, this ultimately means stretching this portion of your neck. Really important, because when we're typing at the computer, when we're writing, often our shoulders end up like this, typing or writing. So ultimately, pop one hand underneath your bottom, the other hand comes on that ear just on this side, and you bring the opposite ear to the shoulder, and you should feel a deep stretch down in this portion here. Now, to target different fibers of this muscle here, you can change the angle so you can find the spot which hits your spot. Now, general advice around holding this position is 30 seconds, just 3 times, and you do that on both sides. The second thing that we need to stretch out is our pecs. Again, when we're sat at a desk, ultimately our shoulders come forward and we round, okay? So it's looking at opening that back up. So I'm just going to use this bench to show us here, okay? But you can use a wall, a doorway, just anything which is solid and which you can do this movement with. So having your elbow fixed in this position, 90 degrees at the elbow and about 90 degrees with your shoulder, and then turning the hip the opposite way. Now, I must admit, this is easier to do in standing than it is to do in sitting, but I can still feel a very effective stretch across the front here. So if you want to feel a stronger stretch as well, you can pop your arms straighter and that can feel that stretch too. Again, the principle is the same. Around 30 seconds, 3 times is sufficient on both sides. You can, if you're clever, do both at the same time through a doorway. Just do a small lunge forwards to protect your lower back, and just feel that stretch right across the pecs on both sides. The third thing that you need to be doing is a hip flexor stretch. And the hip flexors are at the front of your hips. And because if we're sat at a 90-degree angle for most of the day, that muscle here is just going to shorten. And our body the muscles start to contract, and that becomes our more natural shape. This can influence you in terms of giving you low back pain because your pelvis starts to be rotated forwards, which puts more stress on the back. At the low back. So to do the hip flexor stretch, if I'm going to be stretching my left side here, I want to take my right foot forwards. Now, really importantly on this, you need to make sure that your pelvis is tilted rather than just allowing your pelvis to just be kind of flaccid, okay? So you want to make sure that you tuck your bottom in as you do this to make sure that you feel that stretch in the right portion, okay? So keeping your torso up tall, lunging forwards here until you feel a deep stretch at the front of this hip. Principle's the same, 30 seconds, 3 times on both sides. Now the next thing I want to show you, the penultimate one, is the Piriformis stretch. Now, quite a remarkable stretch. It really does help with low back pain and just preventing injuries. Now the Piriformis runs down the back of your leg and it connects into your spine, which is why it helps with low back pain. So the reason you need to do this is that when you are sat for long periods of time, everything gets a bit inactive and that muscle, that piriformis, gets very tight. And so when you start to move forwards, when you start to get up from your chair and do activity, such as go out for a run because you've been stuck at your desk all day, that's when you start getting injuries. That's when you start getting low back pain and issues such as that. So Piriformis, you lie on your back and you bring, if we're stretching the left side, we're going to bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. We're going to bring that right knee towards us, left arm through the middle on top of the knee, and the right hand around and trying to clasp just on the top of the knee and just feeling a deep stretch just in here, okay? Principle again is the same, 30 seconds, 3 times, and you want to do that on both sides. So the final thing that I want to show you today is a cat and camel stretch. Now I'm going to do that in seated position because I feel like you get a better movement pattern here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start up in a nice upright position. This would be that nice extension position. And again, it's coming against all of the things of which you're doing at your desk. So it's coming against all of that. So it's coming right up. Some people like putting their arms up at the same time, okay? And then rolling from the top of the spine down, okay? So coming down. And then again, rolling back up right from the bottom of the spine. And the last bit is just that chest bone and bringing that right up. Now, repetition wise, we'd recommend to do probably 5 repetitions of that, nice and slowly, and just take your time. So there you have it. Those are the 5 key stretches that you need to be doing if you've been sat at your desk for long periods of time. So we hope you really enjoyed this today and found it beneficial. If you think that somebody else will benefit from this video, please do share it with them and share the love. Please do subscribe to our channel to make sure that you're receiving all the content that we want to help you go from a life and a world of some pain into a world of more function and less pain. So thanks so much for joining us today. Do check out our website as well, theonlinephysiotherapist.com. But otherwise, have a great day and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.